All right, good morning and welcome. We are so excited to have you joining us to the college or to the Washington Council for High School College Relations Virtual College Planning Day. Again, we're so excited to have you. Just a few housekeeping items before we get started. You can utilize the Q&A function on your screen to type in your questions to our presenters at any time. Make sure that you direct those specifically to the school or schools that you're wanting to hear from. That way we get the most accurate information back to you. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. So again, that Q&A feature on the bottom of your screen there in Zoom is going to be your friend in order to communicate with us this morning. There are other sessions happening over the next hour or so. And so right now we are sitting in session B5. And so if you are wanting to access recordings of this session or any others, you will be able to do so. And then on top of that, we will also have the recordings available within about a week. And then you can also sign up for additional sessions over the next few minutes. So at this time, we are going to turn it over to our first presenter. Again, you're in session B5. So we will be hearing from South Puget Sound Community College.
Hi, everyone. I'm Erin Rust. Let me get my screen share for you here. All right. I'm Erin. I'm an outreach and admission specialist for South Puget Sound Community College. And I'm here to talk to you about our college. What we'll learn about today is some areas of study, transfer degrees, and workforce degrees, different ways you can pay for college, facts and figures about our college, diversity, equity, and inclusion at SPSCC, campus life, Clippers athletics, and steps to enroll. So for our areas of study, we have several areas of study. They are grouped into academic pathways to help you get to your goals faster and easier. So these are the pathways that we're currently offering. And then we have several degree and certificate options within each of the pathways. So the green dots that you see there, those are Associate of Science or Associate of Arts direct transfer degrees. So they work best for folks who are looking to move on to get a bachelor's degree or higher, and they transfer very well to other four-year universities. And then the orange dots that you see are our applied science degrees. We do have a couple of applied science degrees that can connect you to a bachelor's, but most of the applied science degrees are designed to help you get directly into the workforce. And then those red dots that you see, those are certificates. So those are designed to help you get skills and experience for the employment field you want to move into after you graduate with your applied science degree, or just if you want to enhance your skills and experience. The green dots take 2 years to earn, so do the orange dots, and the red dots take 6 months to 2 years. And then a little more about our transfer degrees. So almost half of our students start at South Puget Sound with the intention of earning a bachelor's degree or higher. And over a third of bachelor grads from Washington State started at a two-year college or technical institution. So if that's your plan, you're in great company. We have a little map there that shows where our students are transferring to after they graduate. And if you decide to transfer to a public institution, so one with state or Washington in its name, they have a deal with our two-year institutions that they will take all 90 of those credits if you've completed your your Associate of Arts or Science direct transfer degree. So that's a great way to get started on your four-year degree process. All right, and then our next slide, we're going to talk a little bit about our professional and technical pathways. So we have professional and technical programs within most of our academic pathways at South Puget Sound. As you can see, there's lots to choose from. And more than 71% of students who are professional technical program graduates are employed within a year of graduating, which is really important. We want to make sure that you're getting those skills and experiences that are going to get you into the field that you're interested in moving into. We have some really awesome resources for you. We have a program called Career Coach that can help you find the right academic or career pathway for you. We have our Advising Career and Transfer Center, where you can get information about specific employment fields, prepare your resume or your interview skills, and also get help choosing a good college to transfer to, one that fits you and your goals. And then we also have professional technical programs open house that's coming up in June. So keep an eye on your inbox. We're going to send out those save the date and invitations. And at that program, there's going to be faculty from those programs available to talk to you about what they teach and how, and if that might be a good fit for you. So a little bit about paying for college. Starting at a 2-year college, especially if you plan on transferring to a 4-year, is a very valuable way to get your bachelor's degree. Our tuition is going to be less than $5,000 a year, which is about half the cost of starting at a 4-year university and about a fraction of the cost of starting at a private university. We give away around $15 million of aid to students every year, with the average award being almost $6,000 and over 60% of students receiving some form of financial aid. And our scholarships are open right now. So if you're a senior who's interested in applying, once you get your student portal set up, you'll be able to apply for our scholarships. With one application, you'll be considered for almost 300 scholarships, which is really awesome. And that bullet list is what you need to complete your scholarship application. And then a little bit about our college. We have around 6,000 students. Like I said earlier, about half of them are planning to transfer to a university. About a third are planning to enter the workforce directly. And about a tenth of them are gaining basic skills like foundational reading, math, science, and language skills. Our average age is 28, with 64% of students being younger and 36% of students being older. About 54% of our students identify as female and 36% as male. We have around 100 international students and a lot of Running Start students. So if you're interested in doing Running Start with us, you're in good company there too. And here's a little bit about support resources that we have on our campus. I'll just highlight a few. Outreach and admissions is the area that I work in, and I'm here to help you through the enrollment process. So application all the way through registering for classes. We have advisors, we have financial aid counselors. Access services are the people who are going to help you get those accommodations for your physical or learning disabilities. We'll talk about the DEIC in just a sec. We also have free counseling, free tutoring, and a food pantry as well. And then for diversity, equity, and inclusion on our campus, I like to highlight our A. Barbara Clarkson Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Center. This is a place that really is supportive of students from historically underrepresented or marginalized groups. It's also a place where you can learn about yourself and others, have difficult but important conversations, and it's kind of like a little slice of home on campus. In the DEIC, we have two really important programs. One is called Ignite, and it's for first generation, low income students of color and students with disabilities. So if you fall into one or more of those categories, you can be an Ignite student and apply. The application is open quarterly. And it's basically going to provide you support with peer mentorship, tutoring, book loan and laptop loan programs, early registration. And we also have a program called the Black Scholars Program, which is really similar to Ignite, but it's specifically for students who identify as Black or African American, and it has the same sort of support as Ignite, with the addition of professional peer mentors. So for like getting a job and getting your career started, and also a $500 scholarship once you reach 45 credits. And a little bit about campus life. When you're a student, you'll have lots of opportunities to get connected. We're going to start doing in-person stuff in a little bit, but right now we have a lot of virtual opportunities available. There's discounts for you as a student. We have student clubs. We have free performances and guest speakers, paid student government positions, and undergraduate research opportunities. And then we also have some athletics teams, women's and men's basketball, women's volleyball, men's soccer, and we're starting up a women's soccer team as well. So if you're interested in any of those sports, you can give a call or email our coaches, and their information is up there on the screen, and they'd be happy to tell you more about the team, bring you in for a tryout, and have you meet folks and give you a info session. And finally, we're going to talk a little bit about our steps to enroll. So the first step is to apply. And one of the really cool things about applying to a two-year college in Washington is that we are open enrollment, which means anybody can apply and everybody gets admitted. We're not going to look at your transcripts or your test scores for the application. You just fill it out and you're good to go. And then step number 2 is really important, setting up your student email and portal. Your portal is where you'll have access to financial aid information, your education planners, AKA advisors, and your scholarship application. Step number 3 is planning on how you're going to pay for college. So filling out the FAFSA or WASFA, applying for those scholarships. Step number 4 is placement. So because we're not looking at your GPA or your test scores upon admission, we do want to make sure that you're getting into a class that fits your skill level. So we don't want to put you in something that's too difficult or too hard or too easy. So that's where placement comes in. And there's a few different ways that you can do placement, and you can talk to me or our assessment team about which option fits you best. And then finally, there's our pathway selection survey, where you'll find the best academic pathway for you, and new student advising and registration, or NSAR. And that's where you'll learn how to and actually register for classes. Once you've gone through all those steps, you'll be a clipper and you'll be ready to start your classes. So thank you. Have a great rest of your day, and let me know if you have any questions.
Wonderful. Thank you so much to South Puget Sound Community College. And again, students that are joining us, just a reminder, please utilize that Q&A function and ask questions of any of our representatives joining us. That way you can get as much information through this virtual webinar as possible. We are now going to hear from the University of Washington, Tacoma.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Hopefully y'all are doing all right. I'm about to share the screen right here. Let's get going. So my name is Octavio Garcia Ruiz, and I am an admissions advisor with the University of Washington, Tacoma. So please feel free later on. You can find us on the website. Make sure you look for your school. But today we're here to learn about University of Washington, Tacoma, of course. When we talk about University of Washington, there are 3 campuses across Western Washington, one in Bothell, Seattle, and Tacoma, of course, which we're here to learn about today. Now, when we're talking about Tacoma, these are some numbers that we like to highlight about our university. We have a little bit over 5,300 students on our campus, and that'll fluctuate year to year. So that could be going up here pretty soon. 56% of our students are first-generation college students, meaning they're first in the family to go to school. So you'll definitely find community here if you're one of the first in your family to go to school. We're one of the top 50 most diverse campuses in the U.S. You can see right under that number right there that there's a breakdown of ethnicities, which we do like to highlight, of course, because we're proud of that fact, because it does represent the South Puget Sound region fairly accurately. And that's a reason why we like to bring that up. You'll definitely find a home when you come here. This is a map of our campus. Of course, as you can tell, it's probably not 100% accurate, but it's just to give you a sense of the city of Tacoma and where we are in relation to everything. So you look on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, you'll see the big purple W. Yes, that is us. We're near the downtown Tacoma area. Just north of us is downtown Tacoma, and then of course the waterfront. There's a lot of great places to check out while you're here. If you haven't visited Tacoma, definitely when you have an opportunity to do so. We have a lot of outdoor activities as well as indoor. Now, as far as where our students go once they graduate, this is a small list. It's not a comprehensive and full list of where our students have gone, but this just to give you an idea of where a lot of our graduates do end up working at. State of Washington, of course, that is where we are located. Amazon is a Washington-based company, started out of the Seattle area, same with Microsoft. And you can see there's a host of other places where our students will end up. It really depends on what you're studying, where you're gonna study, and what field, career field you'll be going into. And so definitely something to check out. Again, there's a much longer list that you can find out more about later on. Now, once you're actually here at the university, you're not going to be in classes 100% of the time. Part of your time is, of course, once we start opening back up more so, but even right now, we're still offering opportunities for students to get involved. But some of the ways that students get involved there are the many activities that we, events that we host throughout the school year. So whether it's hosted directly by the university, a particular department, or maybe student-led as well, there are events that will be hosted by students. There's a lot of ways that you can participate in those. Some of them may be more career-oriented, maybe more professional. Others may be more fun-oriented, right? So a chance to kind of let your hair down and relax. Of course, through the city of Tacoma, there are a lot of events that will be hosted as well, and a lot of students will participate in those as well. Now, in addition to that, you are a Husky at the end of the day if you do decide to come here. And one of the things that students think about is like, well, will I miss out on anything that I could get at Seattle? Well, you can still actually go to a lot of those games. A lot of the events that go on throughout the camp, throughout the school year there in Seattle, students are able to still participate in those if they want to. So if you want to go tailgating outside of a Husky, outside of the football game, that's definitely an opportunity to do so. And if you're not aware, it's just like a big barbecue. That's what tailgating is. So there's a lot of ways to get involved. Definitely check out our study abroad opportunities as well. So if you ever thought about going outside of the country for any particular amount of time, definitely a lot of opportunities there. And you can sign up for any of the study abroad opportunities across all 3 campuses. So that includes Bothell, Seattle, and of course, Tacoma. Now, as far as here on campus, we do have a host of student resources that we offer. These are just a few that we like to highlight. So one is the pantry. So think of it like it's like a corner store where you can pick up some essential goods. So rice, beans, canned goods, fruits, veggies, milk, eggs. And so students are allowed to pick up a certain amount of product per week. And that is, there's no additional documentation that you need to provide. We're not going to see if it's a need-based or not. As a student, money can be a little scarce at times. So this is our way of trying to contribute. By no means will it answer all of the, will it solve all of the issues, but this is our way to try and work on that. Then there's the Teaching and Learning Center, the TLC, and that's where you go and get assistance with your homework, or you're writing a paper. That's the tutoring center essentially. So if you're needing help with any of your homework assignments or anything like that, definitely go check them out. They're very helpful. They're great. They work great with students. So I definitely recommend checking them out once you are here. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we have a large first-generation college student population, 56%. And with that, we have we're a first-gen forward institution. And we also have the first-gen fellows, which work with to build a community for first-generation college students. And they host a lot of events that are geared towards first-generation college students. So definitely check them out while you're here. And as I mentioned, there are a lot of other campus resources that we offer that you can always inquire about later on. 100% of our classes are taught by faculty, and that's something that we pride ourselves in. This is a list of the majors that we offer here at the university. Some that we do like to highlight, of course, there's a lot of them to choose from, but some of the common ones that a lot of people are looking into right now, of course, is in the School of Engineering and Technology, computer engineering, computer science, and we also added recently mechanical engineering. This upcoming fall quarter is when the first year that it'll kick off. Milgard School of Business. So if you're looking to go into business, definitely check that out. School of Social Work and Criminal Justice. So criminal justice, social welfare, or urban studies. Urban studies. So one of the options in there, if you wanted to go to be an urban designer, so you could actually help design a cityscape. So you get to decide where warehouses go, where manufactured homes or a playground or schools. So if you ever thought about getting into that field, definitely come check us out. Now, as far as costs, of course, that's a big topic, obviously, when we're talking about going to university. So the cost for in-state students, so what I want you to really focus on the most is going to be the estimated tuition at the top, that $11,000, a little over $11,000. So that's the amount that you're going to pay for the classes that you actually take throughout the school year. So that's the cost for the year, and that'll be broken out into 3. So just under $4,000 per quarter. And these additional ones underneath, these are estimates, and that'll vary student to student. Room and board. Are you going to be living on or off campus? If maybe you're going to stay at home and your parents aren't going to charge you anything, right? So that room and board may be zero for you, right? Or maybe you're gonna help out with your parents, or you're gonna move in with friends, whatever the case may be, or you want to live on campus, right? And books, that's also an estimate that can fluctuate year to year. Transportation, of course, it's a general estimation. It could differ for you and personal. But again, tuition is one that we really want to focus on. That's what you're going to pay directly to the university. Now, as far as admissions requirements for the school, you see right here highlighted is the middle 50% GPA of admitted students. Not everybody coming in is within that threshold. There's students that are a little lower, a little higher than that. But what I really want you to focus on is the high school classes that you need to take while in school. So 4 years of English, 3 years of math, and I always like to make sure I emphasize this. When we're talking about math, the classes we're looking for in particular are Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. If you take any other math classes outside of that, if you take pre-calc or calculus, those will count. Any other ones, double check with the school, make sure that you're taking the correct ones or have taken the right ones. Social sciences, that 3 years, that's history, politics, government, psychology, anything in that field. Lab science, I want to emphasize the lab portion of it. So again, double check with us to make sure you're taking the right ones. World language, make sure you're taking 2 years of the same language. So not 1 and 1. So not 1 year of Japanese and 1 year of German. It's either 2 years of Japanese or 2 years of German. But again, we can always talk about these later on. But thank you for joining me. I really appreciate the time that you've given me today, and hopefully we can connect later on.
Thank you so much to the University of Washington, Tacoma. And again, students, just as a reminder, please submit those questions. We have one more presentation to go, so we want to make sure that our reps have plenty of time to answer any questions that you'd like to send in through the Q&A function. Moving on, last and certainly not least, we are now going to hear from Northwest University.
Awesome. So excited to talk with you guys today. I'm super passionate about Northwest University. My name is Olivia, and I'm an admissions counselor here at NU, and I'm also an NU alum. So I am super glad that I get to talk to you guys today. Northwest University, we are the University of Possibility. So we believe that God is calling you to do something great, and we want to partner with you in that. We want to walk beside you in helping you achieve your academic goals, but also diving deeper into who you are in God and who God is calling you to be. And so we really are passionate about helping you achieve those dreams and goals that you have. Some of the ways that we do that are through spiritual vitality, academic excellence, and empowered engagement with human need. And those are all seen in our mission statement right there. But first, we are going to talk about spiritual vitality. So spiritual vitality, what does that mean? It means that we are a distinctly Christian university. We focus on faith in everything that we do, whether that be our Bible classes, our chapels. We have life groups, so like Bible studies with students. And then we also integrate it into our classes. Something that I think is really cool is you can just be walking through the coffee shop here on campus, and somebody will be like, hey, I'm really wrestling with this idea in the Bible. Let's talk about it. What do you think about this devotional? And so it's cool that students are able to kind of wrestle with those ideas together and to be in a place with people who are like-minded in their faith. And the other thing that's really amazing is that our professors are also all Christians. So that's something that we really want to emphasize and have you feel comfortable being able to stretch yourself and talk more about those things concerning faith. The other thing that we're all about is academic excellence. Obviously, we are a learning institution. We are a college, so we want you to be able to get your degree. It's not all just fun and games at Northwest. It is also fun and games, but we want you to be able to get a degree that's worthwhile for you. And so something that I think is really cool are these statistics that you see here on this slide are the 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and the average class size is 17. What does that mean for you? It means that you're going to be able to create personal relationships with your professors. It's going to be more of a mentorship rather than a teaching relationship. Because our classes are smaller, you have the opportunity to ask those questions that maybe you might be a little bit more nervous about, and to engage in conversations with their professors and students, and really dive deeper into content in a level that you might not be able to if we had larger classes. The other thing that I think is super cool is that we have about 70 different academic programs here at Northwest. So if there's something that you're interested in studying, we can probably help you find something that works alongside that. Some of our top majors that we have at Northwest are nursing, business, psychology. We also have a ton of ministry programs as well as music programs, and some brand new tech programs that we'll talk about in a little bit. But we're all about helping you grow in your education, and we realize that education is the main reason why you're here. And so our professors are all experts in their field. They are people who have walked through the things that you want to get into. They've held the jobs that you're hoping to get into when you graduate, and they want to really take their experiences and help you learn from them so that you can be set up for success when you enter the workforce. The other thing that we're really excited about at Northwest is empowered engagement. We say empowered engagement with human need. And what does that mean? It means that we really want to be a good reflection of who Christ is calling us to be. And so some of those ways that we do that are through global learning experiences. That means that most of our majors have a trip that you get to go on. So for our nursing students, they go for the entire month of February to another country, and they get to work on the things that they've learned in their clinicals and in the classroom and really get that hands-on experience when it comes to nursing. What does it look like to be in the middle of a place that you've never been in and maybe be so confused as to what's going on, but you know what you need to do because you've spent the time learning it. So you get to practice those things. For our business program, they usually go to Japan or Germany, just in some amazing places where you get to learn from some top business professionals who have a different cultural background than you do, who have a different experience with business than you might have coming from either the US or wherever you're coming from. So pretty exciting there. The other thing that's really amazing is that most of our majors have internships, and I'll show you a little bit more about where some of those internships take place on our next slide. But one of my favorite things about Northwest is that about 10% of our student body are international students. So we have a huge emphasis on engaging with different cultural backgrounds and histories and pasts and things like that. So we want to make sure that our community is a reflection of God's community. So if you're excited about cultural engagement and diversity and inclusion, we want to have you be here because we want to be a reflection of God's body. And that's what that looks like. So when it comes to internships, we're taking it a little bit here to this map. I love this map because it shows some amazing places that Northwest University students get to go and do internships at or jobs at when they graduate. And you might think, why are all these places on here? Yeah, they're in this area, but they're also places that we currently have connections with. One of the things that I think is super cool is that Microsoft and Google are just down the street from us. Costco is right here as well. And the building that I'm currently sitting in was previously owned by the Seahawks. That's something that I think is really cool. So most of our students have internships built into their majors, but we have a great career services department that helps you partner with these organizations and gets you connected so that you can not only have amazing internships that will look great on your resume and connect you with jobs in the future, but also we want to be able to help you connect with jobs, whether you're an alumni or a current student. We want you to be able to get the jobs that you're due. And so we are really going to work to get you connected with some of those amazing places in this area. The other thing that I think is super cool is that we've got some new things here at Northwest University. One of those are our amazing technological majors. So we've got a new user experience design program, video production, audio production, computer science, and data analytics or data science. And so we realize that this tech industry is really booming in our area. We are kind of in a niche area for the tech industry. And so we want to provide students with the opportunity to dive deeper into that from some phenomenal people who have created amazing advancements in technology. And I think that you are going to really enjoy diving into some of those different programs. The other thing that's really cool is that if you're a ministry student, so if you're looking to study any of our ministry programs, whether that's worship ministry, youth and family ministry, or just general pastoral ministries, we are going to offer you a 50% tuition scholarship, meaning half of your tuition is just taken off because we believe that this is something that's really valuable for you. The next thing that's really important to us are some of our important dates coming up. So we have our application is open now for fall 2021, and our fall 2022 application will be opening up in August. And then also National College Decision Day is May 1st. So if you're interested in coming to Northwest in this fall, go ahead and send in an application and we'll get connected with you. You can check out our website at northwestu.edu. The other thing that's really cool is we've been having a lot of great in-person visits, as well as info sessions, transfer talks, and virtual events. I love getting to meet people and really getting connected with them. So I think this is the best way we can do this right now with everything going on. So if you're interested in signing up for one of those events, you can check us out at northwestu.edu/visit, and that link is right there on the slide. The next thing that I kind of want to hit on are, what does our application entail? Basically, we look at applications holistically. So we have the online application that has like your basic application info, your birthday, all those things. And then we also have an essay that's all about wrestling with, what do you think God is calling you to do, and how can we kind of partner with you in that here academically and spiritually at Northwest? The other thing is, with this year, everything that's been going on, our SAT and ACT scores are optional just because it has been so hard for people to take those. We also require your high school transcripts and any college transcripts. So if you're coming in from a transfer university, or if you just have some college credits from Running Start or taking college in the high school, we want to have those credits brought over. Here is our admissions team. We have 3 admissions counselors that work with our Washington State students. So Aaliyah, Tyler, and I, we all really work with different areas. And so if you're interested in getting connected with us, you can reach out to us via email at admissions@northwestu.edu. And I think that will go in the chat here soon, but we're really excited to connect with you. So if you have questions about Northwest University or want to get connected with us, we would love to partner with you and help you see what your future can look like here. The last slide I kind of want to show for you is our Connect with Us slide. I believe personally that if you can get a glimpse as to what it's like to be a student at Northwest University by looking at some of the activities that happen here on campus or some of the things that are going on, I think you can get a better glimpse as to what we're really all about. So go ahead and check out some of those social medias. I'm a big fan of our YouTube channel, and I would love to have you kind of connect with us. Thank you so much.
All right, fantastic. So we've got a little bit of time here. So I want to invite our 3 presenters to go ahead and turn your cameras back on, if you don't mind. And I'm just going to pose a question that everyone can answer if you'll, just take maybe 30 seconds or so. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll go in the same order that we did our presentations in.
My advice would be, try as hard as you can to get the feel of the college. I know a lot of colleges' campuses are partially open, some are not open at all, but the best way to get a feel for if that college is right for you is if you feel like it feels like you're home, like you're safe, like you feel like you fit in. So the closest you can get to that, the better, and make sure they have something degree-wise that helps you to achieve your goals.
And my advice, for students is definitely make sure that it's somewhere that you want to go. And what I mean by that is sometimes I've met students, I've also had friends that went to college, followed somebody, whether it's a friend or family member, whatever it may be, or went because somebody, told them to go there. And then next thing you know, they're in their first year and it's not the fit for them. And they may have been able to avoid that if they had kind of gone on and searched on their own. So kind of following along what Aaron mentioned earlier, right? But make sure that you're doing it and you're going along and seeing the places. And also don't go off of just memory. So if you saw a school 10 years ago, it may not be the same thing that you saw when you were 6 or 8 years old, however old you may have been. So make sure that you go ahead and actually visit them yourself again to make sure that you're not over romanticizing the school.
Yeah, I think I would echo kind of what everybody else said with the check it out, go visit campus. But I also think another thing to think about is, what are some things that you're passionate about that maybe you haven't gotten involved with in the past, or some things that you're excited to try in college, whether that be, new skills to learn in classes or clubs and activities to join. Maybe you come from a school that didn't have some of those things. Look for places that have things that you're passionate about, because one of the best things about college is, yes, getting your degree, but also getting connected and creating friendships that will last a lifetime. So look for things that you're going to be able to get connected with as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking some time to give a little bit of extra insight and wisdom on that question. Students, thank you so much for joining us for this session. We really enjoyed getting to share some information about some colleges with you. There is going to be a quick survey that's going to be available to you as you exit this webinar. So please take just a few seconds to fill that out. That helps us plan future virtual events. And then there is an additional slate of sessions happening right after this that you can sign up for. And also you can access the recordings of this presentation as well as all of the other ones happening this morning at strivescan.com/washcouncil. So thank you again to our college representatives, and students, thank you for joining us, and we hope that you have a great day. Thank you.